My name is Charlie Banks, and I'm a 17-year-old kid who started the Young Minds Podcast to spread the Word of God. It is my goal to do this podcast. You learn, you laugh, you cry, whatever it may be. I just hope that you enjoy it and maybe grow in your relationship with Christ. But just remember, this thing that the Lord is starting is way bigger than any of us. So let's get after it. Welcome back to the Young Minds Podcast. Today, I'm doing a solo one again today. But today we're talking about my experience with Hurricane Idalia. And I really hope I said that right, because I'll tell you right now, me and my whole community, or at least my family and everybody else, we cannot say that right. To be honest with you, I don't even know how they say it, or to be honest with you, how they get the names. I know it's randomly picked, but how in the world do you come up with a name like that? But this one's going to be just kind of a short one. But I just kind of want to talk about my experience, because let's be honest, this was the first major hurricane that has hit Valdosta, and I think forever. Nobody has seen this bad of damage, and I just want to tell you kind of what's going on and what all did happen. But first, I'm going to kind of talk about just my experience with it, at least my house and other places, and then we'll get into other things. So, when I was when I was at my house, it was weird. The power went out, before the storm even hit. It was supposed to come, in the morning, or the main force of it was supposed to come, 8 in the morning, so we were going to be up. Weird part was, an outage was reported, and it went out at 11 p.m., Tuesday night. It was supposed to come in Wednesday, and I don't know why. And then they fixed it at about 3 a.m. in the morning, and then guess what? Around, I'd say 8 to 9 a.m. Wednesday, we lost power, and we lost power for about until Saturday. Let me tell you, if you've not lost power for a few days on end, you'll feel it. I promise you, you will feel that, and you're like, what the heck is going on? The first day was interesting just because, I'm not going to say it was fun, but it was different than your normal schedule, so it kind of is exciting in some way. But then after a few days, you're like, okay, I want to be done with this. And that's how, most people were feeling, and that's how my family was feeling. We had a generator, but it was running only small things. But that was just one thing, I'm telling you, and when we did get the power back on, one thing that was interesting was how long it took to cool down my house. It stayed 78 degrees, 80-something degrees in my house for maybe a couple of hours before it really started to cool down when we got the power back, and that was one thing that was just so insane to me. I know my dogs didn't like it either. They were hot, and so was I. I mean, it felt better outside than it did inside. But one weird thing is, we live on a highway over here, and people were driving, while the hurricane was going on. Well, not I didn't see many people when it first hit, but I'm talking about with the eye, because the eye went right over Valdosta, and I don't understand. I guess people didn't realize, we're not in the eye, it's over. No, it's not over. They wanted to see the devastation and everything, and we had about 30-plus trees down in our yard. And we're still, Valdosta's still getting stuff cleaned up as I'm recording this. There's still stuff everywhere. But I just didn't understand that. People are like, it's not over with. So don't, stay in your homes. And they were still trying to ride around, see what was going on and everything, which I get. But at the same time, it's come on. It's we have a storm going on. You need to, just hunker down and stay home. But, one thing that we were able to do, we had a bunch of canned goods, things like that. And once we did have a generator and all hooked up, we had, fans running in the living room and things, and that was good. Except it was still kind of hot, though, because, it wasn't enough circulating air throughout the entire house. Having to use flashlights to go to the bathroom and all that was kind of funny. But for, a few days. But probably the, thing that probably sucked the most about it was not being able to go to church and everything, because my church... we were in the middle of a crusade when the hurricane was going to hit. It was going to hit, obviously, that Wednesday. We had a crusade Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. And we were supposed to go for another day. We were supposed to go for Wednesday, but we obviously couldn't because of the hurricane. And so that happened, and then it just changed everything with, scheduling and everything. So we didn't have Wednesdays. We didn't have Sunday nights. And that was because we had the Baptist Relief people in our parking lot, which I'll get into more in a bit. But we just didn't have normal church, and that felt really, really strange. and that affected me as well because I couldn't go up and help the staff with anything they needed after school and everything. Once school did start back, we, we're supposed to only get like a 3-day weekend, and we got a week, because it was Labor Day weekend that when the hurricane came through, which was crazy. But yeah, I mean, it really had a big impact on like my church and everything, because we, after the hurricane, like, we needed like assistance. Everybody needed assistance, so they had this group with the Red Cross called the Baptist disaster relief people. They came in and, you could like sign the paperwork and everything, and they would come and help you clear some things and clear like trees and things off your house and things. It was mainly for your houses and everything like that. But the cool thing was, I just heard today, as of recording this, that there was 10 salvations through that, people coming down and helping us. So it was really, really cool to hear that today. And I'm just so thankful for them, and everybody else has like come down to help us, especially the linemen that have come to restore power. I think they're still restoring power to some areas maybe, but I think majority is restored here. Like I know some places from Missouri, Alabama, they came and helped as well. And so it didn't take as long. I mean, they were really on it when it came to getting the power back on, which I was really thankful for. But yeah, like, and going like to transitioning to, the community side of things, it was just so cool because you see like all these people, they're coming to, just to be there and be the hands and feet of Jesus no matter what's going on. And, so like one example I can give, sorry, I don't know your last name because I don't know her really well, but she's in my church. Her name's Heidi. And, Heidi and another, person I know, their name is, it's Miss Sayers. And we, we were looking through like Facebook and stuff, and they said, if you need, like hot shower, food, whatever, just come and rest, because they had power then. And, it was stuff like that just, was so nice. I mean, we didn't take them up on it, but like the fact that it was there and we knew it was there and we could have used it was so nice. Like people just were helping each other. And one cool example that I remember is, this was on the Saturday when we were watching the linemen put our new power pole back in, because the power pole snapped, on our road. And, so we needed, a new power pole, and we watched the linemen put it back in, or put it in, and, I just see this one young woman, she's like driving up, and then she stops kind of by our driveway and says to the lineman, she's like, "Y'all want hamburgers?" And they're like, "Well, yeah, she was like, we're doing this because, y'all were doing such a good job, yada, yada, yada." And it's just stuff like that. It's just like, why can't we do that every day? Like, I know it's a hard time because we're in a hurricane, but why can't we be that way every day to people? Like, what does it cost you, right? I mean, the whole saying, like, what does it cost you to be nice to somebody? Like, but I thought it was stuff like that amazed me so much. I know there was places that got hit way worse than my house. Thankfully, those 30-plus trees did not land on anything but the fence. And let's be honest, we didn't really care about the fence. It didn't land on the house or my dad's workshop, thankfully. So I was really, really thankful for that. And that would have been probably, honestly, really, really scary for us. And one thing, again, for the churches opening their parking lots and things, it was a couple churches right down the road. They had like free breakfast and things like that for people, like, because we couldn't go shopping and everything because people were still trapped in their homes. Like I think it was actually Wednesday, maybe Thursday, me and my dad spent about 2 hours clearing our driveway so we could at least get out. Because I remember Thursday, I told my mom and dad, I was like, I can't stay in this hot house for much longer. We just got to get out, because I was starting to get a little, stir crazy. I mean, you're just sitting in the hot house doing nothing. You're like, I got to go do something, and all I could do was just go walking outside, and so we wanted to also go see some of the, devastation in places, and, I won't lie, it was bad. Like, I saw a picture of, it was like, it was kind of in the middle of town or whatever. It was flooded in some areas, and I was like, my gosh, it dried up pretty quick, but it was still just interesting to see. That's where where I live, and that's what was going on at the time. But thankfully there wasn't that many people that perished due to the hurricane. It was actually, I think, due to aftermath things like, I think a tree fell on a guy when he was, unfortunately, fell on a guy when he was trying to cut it. Another one fell on him. and it was things like that. But I'm thankful there wasn't much, death or anything like that. Because I know in these big old hurricanes like that, there can be. But yeah, just to say, this hurricane really rocked Valdosta. Like, because we have never ever had this bad of a hurricane. And the eye passed right over us. It was really weird because we were watching the Weather Channel before we lost power, and you see a Weather Channel guy like talking in your downtown, and it was funny because me and my mom, we had drove through there about an hour or two before, because we were leaving my church, from the crusade, and I was like, oh my gosh, we were just there, and that guy's talking about how bad this is gonna be and all this, and it was just kind of freaky, like, how is this really gonna affect us? And like I said, we're still cleaning up. But I just wanted to make this short episode and kind of tell you what happened, and how God really is bringing us through it. And how, with everything going on, He was still able to save people with the Baptist Relief people, and what an amazing God He is, right? And I also wanted to give a few announcements as well. 50th episode is coming up. So this one, and then another one, and then we got the 50th episode coming up. That one's going to be a special one, so please look out for that. That'll come out on, I don't know the exact date, but it'll come out on a Friday, for sure, obviously. And I'm so excited for all you to hear it. I know a few of you already know what my idea was for it, but I'm just so thankful that if you've listened to every single one of them, then one, I don't know how you're not tired of my voice by now, and two, thank you. Because this has been absolutely amazing to see what the Lord's done through all these episodes, and I couldn't even imagine, having 50 episodes and not stopping, which is absolutely insane. And I've got some stuff, in the bank that I know the Lord's hopefully gonna bless, and that we're gonna be able to do here in the coming months. And I'm just so excited to see where the Lord's going to take this episode and all future episodes, and where He's going to take the past ones as well, because He still uses those till this day. The first one is still being viewed by people, which is absolutely insane. But I'm excited for you to see everything and hear everything that is going to be coming in the future. And I just thank you so much for all the support, and I can't wait for you to listen to the next one. And with that, another episode of the Young Minds Podcast comes to a close. Always remember, you are never alone, and faith is action. So let's get out there.